you guys are all dads, and my wife's pregnant, so I'm going to have
Congrats.
my first kid here in the next few months.
Amazing.
And I want to get you guys' advice on what it's like being a dad, and any advice you might have for me becoming a new dad.
Well, the first thing I did, what you're doing, is asking people, I hope you respect us, but people that I really respected, fathers, parent figures in my life that I really looked up to, and would go to them and say, all right, what's the best piece of advice you can give me? Like your quick, like table pitch. And I just collected it all. Kept a few that I really loved and some that I was like, I'll be good. But I think it's, for me, I've really being present, and also like it's so humbling being a father, where you'll be like, all right, let's put the devices away. And they're like, well, you're on your phone. I'm like, well, you're right. Putting those into practice. Kind of trying to be a present person and present dad.
What about you guys?
Yeah, I think that is the best advice is the phone really can take so many precious moments away. And because these jumps in development happen so quickly when they're that small, you really can end up missing some of the most special moments of your kid's life. And so I've tried to do my best to put the phone in another room on charge or something and go and just spend some time and be present. And it's just a magical thing once you're really able to connect and tap in. So that's the advice, and I think you're gonna handle it with excellence. So it's gonna be good.
Appreciate it.
I actually heard this yesterday from a friend. They said, you take 10,000 hours to be, great at what you do. And they said, you try to put in 10,000 hours with your children before the age of 10.
Interesting.
And I was like, whoa, thinking about it. And it's true. My daughter's 11, my oldest. And by the time they're already at that age, they've got their own friend groups. They're starting to live their own life. Like, it's not outside of your home, but like they're definitely their own people in the sense. And you start losing time. I already feel it. And so 10,000 hours before 10 is a great goal.
Wow. And you guys all have girls, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's the biggest lesson, or how have you all evolved as men from before having girls to after having girls now?
Well, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things that we just didn't know because we grew up in a household of all boys. Our parents always joke and say they tried 4 times for a girl and got 4 boys. And, I think having an amazing teammate in my wife, and, just the woman that she has helped me and my daughter. We've all benefited from that. And it's amazing to be able to walk kind of side by side with someone as brilliant as her, and it makes being a dad even more special, and a girl dad at that. And mine's still so young that there's lessons down the road as she gets older. I'm sure Kevin's experiencing that I will experience, but right now I'm just kind of loving all of her interests, and it's that inherent thing in her that just loves purple and pink and princesses, and it's kind of incredible.
What's evolved inside of you from becoming a girl dad?
Well, our initial journey with parenthood was really kind of frightening. We had about a 2.5-3 month period in the NICU with our daughter. The beginning of her life was really a test, not only for her but for us. And in these moments where life throws you a curveball like that, how you react says everything about, I think, who your parents are and how they raised you, and the foundation that you have. And luckily, our parents raised us to take that moment, to take a breath and cry if you need to cry, or do whatever you need to do, but then to stand firm in your convictions and make a game plan. And so we quickly sprung into action. And while it could be very easy to let the tornado of events happening cause a breakdown, we stayed calm, and I leaned on family and friends to get through that, and basically have my first test as a father be one of the hardest, perhaps, I hope, that we'll ever have to go through. And yeah, I think it was an encouraging thing that when truly tested with what was going to end up being a really tough couple months, I was able to sort of find it within myself to stay positive and encouraged and get through it.
That's beautiful, man. And Joe, what about you, man? What's involved within you by becoming a girl dad?
Everything. It's the greatest joy and journey navigating. I have 2 beautiful girls, and before having kids, I think we have a really strong, incredible mom who raised 4 boys, which is like, as a parent now, I'm like, how did you do it?
Yeah.
Like, how did you,
Insane.
obviously 2 amazing parents, but a really strong presence of a mom in our household, which I think really helped us kind of understand how to treat people and with respect. And so my little ones have like some incredible women to look up to, including their mom. So I have a great co-parenting relationship, which is really important to me. And I think what's changed or developed in me the most, I know a lot of unicorn names that I never thought I would know, you know.
Give me a couple.
I think there's Polly, I think Rachel, some they've made up. You know, I love the sensitivity and the gentleness of young girls have, but also the strength that they're like, you're building them up to be these incredible, confident superheroes. And it's so amazing to, as a parent, to be able to just even go through a bookstore and like things that you wanted to read, or things that now in this amazing world, in this generation, where we can be like grabbing books about Pride Month, things that I really love that my kids get to have. So there's so many options. It's really lovely.
Sure.
And I think also myself, I think probably I've realized it's just day to day. It's really quite humbling and eye-opening to learn so much about myself within learning about them.
I want to ask you, you said something before we started rolling, that you said you wanted to make this conversation honest. You're like, this
please.
would make it powerful. So I want to ask you, Kevin, because you're the oldest and you have the most wisdom of the 3, I'm assuming,
sure.
because you're the oldest. What is the thing?
We're getting honest now?
Exactly. What is the thing that both Joe and Nick do really well as leaders in their life in general that you really respect and admire? And what's the thing, being the oldest and the wisest, that you've observed of both of them that you think they can both improve on?
Oh God. Okay.
Yeah, don't tell them how to raise their kids.
Yeah, that's like a no-fly zone for any of us.
It's like telling somebody how to drive.
Yeah.
Exactly. But more of like, what do you see that they do really well in life?
Oh, okay.
And how could
I thought
they?
we were still on parenting, so I got a little nervous there.
And
what they do in real life, I think balancing their schedules in the sense of their family and their time, right? Like, we all have our individual lives outside of what we do together, and so trying to find that balance between priorities, saying yes to everything, saying no when you have to, saying maybe, it's like trying to figure out how to make sure that the work-life balance is truly there. They do an incredible job at, not always perfect, none of us are, but I think they are incredibly good at making sure they are home when they need to be home, and as much time as they can be, and still prioritize the growth of their business, the growth of them as individuals, still daily challenges.
Thank you for watching this video. If you want more inspiring clips like this, make sure to click right here to subscribe, and click right here to watch that next video that is specific to support you in your life.